children's life perceptions are unique to who you are. Have you ever had a conversation with somebody in your family, a brother, a sister, even distant relatives, and your experiences of something are different, even though you were both there? Whether it was holidays, vacations, or even my mom didn't treat me like that. Yes, she did. She loved you more. She always did more for you. Why didn't you notice that? Have you had that experience? Your perception is your reality. 50% of your perception is your temperament and who you just have in terms of who you are in terms of DNA. The other 50% are all the life experiences that have led you to today. With the children that we have in our classroom, we say to teachers, cookbook approach is not the best way to serve children well. It isn't. We don't teach all children in the same way. You got to know your kids. So when you do lesson planning, when you do experiences, when you're transitioning children into the classroom, we have to know our children individually and then plan for them at that individual level. Yes? Can we all agree that that's a very true statement? Yes. That's the same thing, I believe, with leadership. That the way that I connect with you may be so significantly different than how I connect with Rana. Okay? Because what you need may be one-on-one, let's sit, let's talk, let's have a conversation from a real reflective place. What Rana needs is, hey, in passing, just tell me if I'm doing good. Okay? That's it. All right? So I am going to, let me see if this is it. Yes. I'm going to give you a task to do, but I want to first talk about communication styles. My East Coast folks. I went to Washington, D.C. many years ago in a red sweater. It was autumn. Apparently there's a dress code out there that I didn't know about. You wear black, gray, or brown. Navy. Okay?
Or navy.
Or navy. Navy, that's right. If you wear red, they know right away that you don't belong. So, have you been to Starbucks? Everyone in here, make no assumptions, right? You've been to Starbucks. Out here and in California, and I would say probably most of the western part of the United States, you drive through or you walk up, what do they say to you?
How are you? Good morning.
What can
I get for you?
Yes, just like that. Welcome to Starbucks. What can we get started for you? Right? I'm in the East Coast in these tiny little, here's here, East Coast, tiny sometimes. Okay? Enough to order and walk out. Okay? So I'm in there in my red sweater, and many years ago I had crazy bleached out hair in red, and I had like 10 colors in my hair. I was a director, right? I had 10 colors. And so I'm sitting there going, do I want tea? Do I want coffee? Do I want tea? I don't know. What am I feeling like? And I'm moving up in the line. And the woman literally went, next! And I said, well, I was thinking, I'm not sure. She went, next! Pushed me along. Now you got to imagine, there are people in line, so I get pushed. And I get pushed, and I step back a little bit thinking she's going to come back to me. She never came back to me. So I went through the door, out the door, because the line led out the door. And there were people, it was morning, so there I am out the door. And I'm like, dang it, I didn't get my coffee. So I go back in the line, and she had no clue that I was there. None. She was like, next. And it just is. It just is that. It's not personal. It's not that she was rude. It just is that. I went shopping at Ross in Maryland, in Baltimore. My shopping cart, I put it here. I was looking at, Ross, right? It's like World War III. They're better now, but man, it was a mess. So I was going through shoes, trying to find my size, and I turned around and my cart was gone. I was like, well, where's my cart? Somebody had moved it around the thing because apparently it was in their way. So I go get my cart and I get hit 3 times all the way, and no one says, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. That just isn't the culture. Okay? That is, we have to pay attention that sometimes people will think that's rude. Wasn't intended that way. It wasn't. Okay? We have a lens that we see through in our life from all of the experiences that we have, and sometimes it leads us to misinterpretations. Okay? Misinterpretations in body language, misinterpretation of how things are said. So I want us to be conscientious of that as we move through this experience. Okay? Your cards. your cards that you did, the big gold